So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily so, I guess, right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars. Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active, even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued, like we talked about prior.
In 2003, a bright young actress, fresh off her career-defining role, was rubbing elbows with the biggest names in Hollywood. The haunting face of Samara from The Ring. She had just won the MTV Movie Award for Best Villain, cementing her place in horror history. Standing on stage, a minor, she received applause for her chilling performance. However, what should have been a shining moment in her career has resurfaced 2 decades later, clouded in controversy. Whispers of a darker story surrounding her win have emerged, leaving jaws on the floor and questions lingering in the air. What was once a triumph has now become a mystery that begs to be unraveled.
Yeah! You're doing so good.
I just want to say,
Backstage, clutching her golden popcorn trophy, the young actress's career seemed unstoppable. Suddenly, she was approached by none other than Diddy, the entertainment mogul and king of A-list parties. With a drink in hand, he casually leaned in and asked, "You coming to the after-party tonight?" She nodded shyly, and he burst into laughter, shouting, "Yeah!" At the time, it seemed like a harmless exchange. But today, that moment has resurfaced, prompting people to re-watch the clip with a new perspective, sparking raised eyebrows and igniting questions about what really happened behind the scenes.
Problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there's enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see. These are allegations.
Let's rewind for a moment. The early 2000s were a different time in Hollywood. A glittering world of red carpets, award shows, and high-profile parties. Beneath the glamour, however, was an undercurrent of secrecy. Whispers of what really happened behind closed doors. Diddy's infamous parties were already the stuff of legend, described as extravagant anything-goes affairs where the guest list was tighter than a bank vault. But now, in light of the numerous allegations and lawsuits piling up against him, those parties are being re-examined in ways they never were before. What once seemed like an innocent invite to a minor starlet no longer feels so harmless. Social media users haven't held back their outrage. "Who invites a literal minor to an after-party?" one user commented, their disbelief echoed by thousands. "This is sickening. Was no one paying attention back then?" Others wrote. The resurfaced clip has sparked fury, with many questioning what went down at those exclusive gatherings and why such behavior went unchecked. The video now feels even more unsettling when you consider the allegations against Diddy, painting a picture of a man whose immense power and influence may have shielded him from scrutiny, allowing him to operate in ways that others might have never dared.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Then there's Ashton Kutcher, who was right there next to Diddy during that infamous moment, smiling along as if nothing was amiss. Known for his boy next door charm and comedic roles, Ashton too has found himself under scrutiny in recent years. Resurfaced interviews where he made questionable comments about underage stars, alongside his controversial ties to other Hollywood scandals, have led many to question if his squeaky clean image was just that, an image. But let's focus on that invite for a moment. Why would a man at the height of his fame think it was appropriate to invite a minor to an after-party? Was it a misguided attempt at being playful, or was something more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Diddy's parties were notorious for their exclusivity and extravagance, but what really went on behind closed doors has always been the subject of speculation. Guests were reportedly required to sign airtight non-disclosure agreements, so strict they've been compared to the kinds of clauses seen in spy movies. And now, with multiple allegations of misconduct piling up against Diddy, those NDAs are only adding to the suspicion. What exactly were they designed to hide? The more people look back, the more troubling the picture becomes.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava.
What's your other last name?
Ava.
Eva Baroni Cole?
Let's not forget, this wasn't the first time Diddy's behavior around young stars raised eyebrows. In another resurfaced clip, he's seen introducing a minor as his adopted daughter, a claim later revealed to be a joke. But in today's climate, where every action and word is under scrutiny, these moments are starting to feel less like jokes and more like red flags.
Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents there.
Ashton Kutcher's connection to Diddy's parties has raised more questions too. In an old interview, Ashton described those parties as the best nights of his life. But when asked for details, he refused to elaborate. "You had to be there," he said with a smirk, leaving the rest to the imagination. But now that vague comment feels loaded. What exactly made those gatherings so unforgettable, and why the need for such secrecy? Ashton's involvement, whether directly or indirectly, has cast a shadow over his reputation, with many questioning how much he really knew about what was happening behind the scenes. Aside from Robin.
Guys, we are lucky to have Precious Miura here, and she's been at the Diddy parties, and she's about to spill some secrets.
Let's not forget the power dynamics at play here. Diddy was, and arguably still is, a titan in the entertainment industry. His influence extended far beyond music, into fashion, film, and television. He was the kind of figure who could open doors or slam them shut, depending on how he felt about you. For a young actress like Daveigh Chase, fresh off her breakout role, being invited to one of his parties might have felt like a golden ticket, a chance to network with some of Hollywood's biggest names. But at what cost? The very idea of a minor navigating such an environment, surrounded by adults with far more power and experience, is enough to make anyone uncomfortable. And then there's the broader culture of Hollywood at the time. The early 2000s were rife with stories of young stars being thrust into adult situations long before they were ready. It was an era where the lines between professional and personal often blurred, leaving the industry's youngest talents to fend for themselves in a world that was anything but minor-friendly. Daveigh Chase wasn't the first young star to find herself in such a precarious position, and sadly, she wasn't the last. The industry's treatment of its youngest talent remains a troubling issue.
Okay, so basically I was a Playboy bunny. So a Playboy bunny representing New York State. The reason why I need to clarify this is when you're a Playboy bunny, you are part of the corporation, and you are a bunny, and you do have a title, and you wear a uniform, but you don't get a month.
Her story is particularly heartbreaking because it's layered with both immense potential and deep tragedy. After her role in The Ring, Daveigh Chase had the world at her feet. She voiced Lilo in Disney's Lilo and Stitch, a role that showcased her versatility and cemented her status as one of Hollywood's most promising young talents. She went on to star in projects like Donnie Darko and HBO's Big Love, proving she had the range to tackle complex characters and challenging narratives. Yet, somewhere along the way, things took a darker turn. By 2016, her career had stalled, and headlines about her personal struggles began to overshadow her professional achievements. Legal troubles, rumors of substance issues, and a series of arrests painted a picture of a young woman grappling with the pressures of fame and the challenges of adulthood after a childhood spent in the spotlight. Now, with this resurfaced video, people are starting to question whether her early experiences in Hollywood may have played a role in her struggles, and whether the industry's demands took a toll on her mental health.
These are all allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months, as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner of bad behavior.
The resurfaced clip has reignited important conversations about the responsibility of adults in the industry to protect its youngest stars. Where were the managers, agents, and publicists who should have been looking out for Daveigh? How did no one question why a minor was being invited to an after-party by a man more than twice her age? The lack of accountability is staggering, and speaks to a broader culture of complicity that has allowed such behavior to go unchecked for far too long. This moment also raises questions about what this means for the entertainment industry moving forward. In an era where the Me Too movement has brought so many dark truths to light, this video serves as a stark reminder that there's still so much work to be done. It's not enough to hold individuals accountable, the entire system needs to change. Young stars like Daveigh Chase deserve to be protected and given the chance to thrive without the fear of exploitation or harm. It's time for the industry to prioritize the well-being of its most vulnerable talent. See Figure 1.